All right, it's wild. So this is, I think, the third week in a row I'm jumping in before your regularly scheduled content. But there's a surprise.
How dare you? How dare you kill my character?
To be fair, you rolled the die.
Yeah, but you accepted my rule change, you son of a bitch.
Well, in case it wasn't clear, Trent has joined me to jump in ahead of today's episode, which I think, if we've done the math correctly, will be the 1 year anniversary of the Live to Die podcast.
Whoa.
Last week, when we were actually recording some of the next episodes, was the year, I think, the 1 year anniversary of our trailer drop and like sort of starting it. But this episode 10, I think, will be the actual 1 year anniversary.
That is incredible.
And I commemorated it by finishing killing a character.
Yeah, you did. We just talked for a little while for our Patreon content about what happened.
And a whole bunch of other unrelated things.
So if you want to hear James and I just chit-chat for essentially an hour about everything that you just heard last week, check that out.
Patreon.com/live-to-die-pod.
You can give us $100 a month if you really want to.
Or way less than that, and then unsubscribe after listening.
But I just wanted to jump in here at the beginning of the episode and discuss why character death is so important to a game like Pathfinder.
Well, Trent, why is character death so important? Why does it have to be yours?
So I think, why is it always yours?
God, it kind of has been.
It kind of has been.
I've killed a lot of your characters off the podcast too. I'm sorry.
I'm leaving.
Come back.
So from the most obvious one, like, play by the rules, man. The rules exist for a reason, and they're fun, and you should abide by them.
Restrictions make games.
Yeah. The other is that character death makes great stories.
Okay.
And here's what I mean. Biff's death is incredibly fucking sad.
Yeah.
But it's an element of Biff's story. There's going to be more in the coming episodes about Biff in a way, because of who I will be bringing as a replacement character. James isn't going to kick me off, surprisingly.
Trent agreed to stay, surprisingly.
So I still get to tell his story, but now, because of what happened, we get a fuller picture of Biff's life and death, but he has an arc, and the arc has reached a conclusion, right? And that element of Biff's story, his narrative, is now a part of all of the other characters at the table. Everyone they meet who is a little eccentric, 3 feet tall, and kicks open every door he sees, like, their character is going to have this little memory of like, oh my God, that reminds me of Biff. And they're going to permanently remember, like, during combat, they're going to second guess decisions, that sort of thing. We talk about that a little bit in the Patreon. But I just think it's important to allow a character to die and give up that sense of control. Let the story play, even though it's not what you want to happen. It's what happened, so let it happen. And I'm going to guess that for the next few combats, the decisions that all of the characters playing at the table make will be much more measured and careful. And maybe that's what needs to happen.
So I'm going to say that that's a really great thing to carry into this week's episode. Look at how, well, you get a little bit of Trent in the episode. Listen to how the other players and the other characters are affected by it. You know, there's a saying in tabletop gaming that comes from, actually, I think, some other actual plays that at this point has become just sort of a truism in in the genre. That deaths bring stories together. And if you want to finish an adventure, kill a character.
Totally.
If you want it to fall apart, let everyone live.
Totally.
And so I think if you pay attention to this episode, some of it's really, really obvious. Some of it's really front door. Some of it's a little more subtle. But I'm so appreciative to the people I get to share these moments with, tell these stories with, because it is so interesting to see how Biff's death not just affects the story that you're going to tell, Trent, which in a way wraps up one. I mean, how we see Biff is already different because of how his story has ended here. But watch how Biff's story affects everyone else at the table, seeing the death.
And I would say watch how the living characters coalesce into a group almost instantly. It's that one moment that makes this adventuring group into a thing, and it's crazy to watch.
If we can't save Biff, you can bet your ass we'll avenge him. Well, without taking up too much more of your time, because Trent and I would, if given the opportunity, I think probably stay up the rest of the night talking about this, because it's what we do even off mic too.
True.
And I want to say thank you to all of our friends and family who put up with that. But in the meantime, roll dice.
Think twice.
Be nice.
And long live King Biff.
Long live King Biff. Enjoy this week's episode.
Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
Well, so obviously we're doing some if'a, coulda, woulda, shouldas. Jane, what were you just saying? Thinking about your one of your turns in the last episode?
So right after Biff went down, Ari got back up, and I was thinking to myself, like, okay, should I stab this cutthroat that's in front of us, or like try to take this person out? Or should I try to administer this like potion that I have that I took off the big boss's body in the other room? Because I got these 3 potions, but I don't know what they do. And I was like, well, most likely this is healing of some sort. Like I would imagine this guy's probably walking around with like high level healing potions.
All the rest we found have been red too.
Yeah, but I don't know. And so I was like, well, I don't want to fucking kill him. Like if it's something like Jared was just saying, like it's like alchemist fire or, whatever. Like if it's something bad, I don't want to like hurt. And I was like, oh, he'll be fine. Because I thought like, oh, this is the first time he went down. Was not expecting that he would like crit fail his death save and then die.
That's why I kept bringing you up, because you kept going up and down, and that's bad.
Yeah, it's
it just
bad.
gets worse and worse.
And that literally just happened to me, and it's gonna happen now.
I was not
like,
expecting Biff to just miss the rolls.
You know what's kind of sad is that like he just biffed that last roll.
Oh, damn.
Trent's not even at the table right now. He's mad.
It's really sad. Yeah.
I'm
also just sad because literally everything, like I want Trent to bring a character back who is like Biff's twin sister Tiff, because everything that he did in that accent just made me laugh so hard. And I'm just going to really miss that. And also like leave it, honestly, like I feel like Trent deserves like a round of applause because everything he does like on the spot is always like a really good cinematic moment that always really like I went into this, we just started with these characters and I was like, whatever, Biff. And then like his just 2 little flashbacks that he did in the last episode as Biff died, like made me so extra sad that Biff died.
Yeah, 100%.
I will say, I don't want to get too far off the topic of like talking around death because this is a big one. It's our first one. I will say there's an interesting rule in like old school D&D that you could figure out potions. You could taste them just a little, like take a sip to get an idea of what it might do, but it only give you like a gist. Yeah, I mean, first, that's a big thing. We've talked a lot about like how do you handle it, and I think how people come back from deaths can be a big thing. So I'm curious, just quick around the table. How are you, the player? How do you think your character is feeling? You don't know Biff's dead yet, but like, how's your character gonna handle that? Anyone can go first.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I really haven't even been able to do much other than heal to stand up, heal her to stand so she can stand up. And so I definitely think that, and if I'm pointing at the map, go back to where the rooms were on fire.
Yeah.
I think he has felt overwhelmed the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're kicking some ass, and then we got into this room and we're taking fire damage, and then like there's a bunch of assassins in another room, and then this lady.
Yeah.
Catherine Hahn's fucking us up.
Sure is. I think Lucky, I think he'll be saddened a little bit. I don't think that is maybe the expected reaction, but I don't know. I think of all the people in the group, I think he felt Biff was, I don't know, Biff was running from something. Like maybe there was a little bit of kindred spirit in there. Like, and like he was having a hard time with, killing the enemies in the previous episodes. Like almost like a little like, if this guy needs someone to take him under his wing, maybe Lucky would be more willing to do something like that. But I don't think, I don't know if that would have happened or not, but I think that he could see a scenario like that
Biff
more
felt
often.
genuine.
Yeah, for 100%.
There was so much character there in so few episodes.
Ari's going to feel guilty because, she was with Biff when he went down. She didn't try to save him with this potion because she kind of like second guessed it at the last minute. And then also it's like Biff's been following her around for the majority of this night, like thinking she's so cool and so badass. And like, they just met, but she's going to be like, oh my God, like he kind of like went down on her watch, and she hasn't been able to even really like protect herself, let alone anybody else, which I think is going to, in this fight, which I think is going to really like make her feel shitty.
Yeah, well, and this is...
But it's okay because she's probably going to die too, so...
Well, and both of you were like, you were talking about it earlier, but you're kids.
Yeah.
Like, you're pretty young.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting one to kick off. Doing a little bit of math. Do you know what this episode will be? This will be our 1-year anniversary of when we first launched.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So...
And I am just so happy to join you guys.
Oh, hey, where'd you come from?
Trent, back from the dead. Thanks for sitting in and listening this episode.
Yeah. I have one question.
Sure.
How dare you? No, I'm just kidding.
I think you'd be like, I have one question. Is it actually, is 3 really? Is it this plus this? And like, you're like, oh, I got the math wrong.
No, the math was correct.
Biff is for sure dead.
He is for sure dead.
Damn.
I do actually have a question though. I noticed that there is one less pawn here on the table. Who killed that pawn?
Jane.
Okay,
I
thank
did.
you.
Jane cut its head off after Biff
Are
died.
you still keeping your
of
kill
course.
tally?
Biff's spirit is watching. I will say, I did want to award out Trent.
Ugh.
The scenes were great.
They were
and
great.
I think like I always had faith that I could trust all of you to do this, but there's a lot of faith to say, hey, let me know when your character dies, and no one else is going to see what you rolled except for you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I actually rolled a 5 on the very first one.
Oh.
So that was a fail.
Yeah.
And then I rolled a 2, as I said. The threshold was 12.
Yeah.
So that's critical fail. So that was it.
DC -10. Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh. God,
Yeah.
that's brutal.
Terrible rolls, and like, what are you going to do, you know?
Honestly, don't feel like playing ever again.
Trent, how's Biff feeling right now?
Well, he's dead.
Oh,
Did Biff have a god?
Let me go and look at the character.
or did that heathen just die on the ground?
Biff was... I forgot about this.
I'm so
Biff
now
was
we're
a
gonna be more sad.
follower of Abadar. He very much just believed that, you
The bottom line.
the
god of capitalism.
the god of capitalism.
Wow.
That everybody, make do, and
Just pull themselves up by their
there
bootstraps.
are very strict rules about it, of course.
Okay.
Sure.
But like fraud is one of the worst things you can do. So.
Wow.
Yeah. And I will miss Biff.
God, I already miss Biff.
But I look forward to in 20 episodes coming back and playing somebody else to join the group.
Well,
I was gonna say, I didn't know you were coming back. That's fun.
It will be 20 episodes. We'll all be rolling from scratch with Lucky.
We're just going to start over.
Because
over.
Lucky is the only one smart enough to not try to be a hero and is just going to peace out when Ari and Nikolai both die.
And when I came in and I said, so who here is heroes? Because I don't think Lucky considered himself to be a hero, but he was going to definitely like check it out. But like, I don't think that he's real heroic to begin with, at least from the the definition, the standard definition of hero.
Okay, but remember that in season 1 we talked about the other show that we love to talk about, and we have kind of modeled this after because we love them so much. That like in their main story, there's kind of the same situation where there's one character who, over the course of the campaign, it's like a tragedy because everyone around him falls, and he's not really a heroic person, but he becomes the hero of the story.
Well,
that's a lot of pressure.
You're going to be the king because there's no one left.
It didn't really happen at level 1 for them.
Right.
Everybody died in the first 10 episodes.
You know who was a hero though? Biff.
Well, he wanted to be.
Yeah.
I just
Hip-ya.
like,
Yeah.
man, I'm
Hip-ya
gonna
in
miss.
Hip-ya might be
I'm gonna miss
our
the
first t-shirt.
hip-ya.
Well, maybe now Ari carries that forward.
Ari's not gonna make it.
Well, regardless, I did very rudely at the end of the last episode, in the middle of Jared's turn.
Yep.
Which may be my most controversial episode end of all time.
Really quick, can I just say one more thing about the last episode?
Yeah.
I would just like to clear the air here about why I'm so upset with James. And it's not because Biff died. I understand that that's part of the game. That happens. It's what makes it fun, that there's real consequences. It's not about that.
100%, by the way.
It is literally because of the comment that he made that said, I can't believe you guys didn't get any NPCs to come in here and help you when I have tried to get every NPC to come help us, not even in this game, but in our last season as well, and utilize the resources of the world, only to have James drop that. And after I tried to get Jathal to come in here, and he said she quietly leaves and goes back to the Great Hall.
She was always the most
antisocial.
antisocial. She would have required a direct overture
And
of like...
Everyone's like, oh, I'm so tired from being such a hero. I'm going to stay back here.
That other group all had like
Stupid.
4 hit points between the whole group of them, though.
Yeah.
Well,
It's us too.
Biff's blood is on their hands.
What's his name's
Yeah.
a cleric though, so maybe.
Yeah.
Also, where's Lindsay? Lindsay was fine. She had all her hit points.
But also has a tattoo on her face, no?
No,
No, it was ink stains.
I'm
All
calling
right.
it a tattoo.
Let's get back into Jared's turn.
We're at-
Anyway, I'm annoyed.
You
Go
put
on.
a potion down Nikolai.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 actions left. You're in the dueling chambers. Lady Jarmandi is doing her best, but this last giant has her driven into the corner. She's trying to fight her way back. Across the room, Biff, bleeding out, dead. Knocked unconscious and bleeding out. And dying 3 in the far southwest corner of the room is Ari. And above her is the leader of the Black Tears gang. The Black Tear gang.
I mean,
Battle axe dripping in blood. Pretty beaten up at this point.
Lucky did his
Bloodied.
good deed for the moment, unfortunately.
So shoot
So he
another arrow.
is nope into that corner over here.
Go north or south?
What is that?
the south.
Yep.
All
And
right.
hiding.
All right. Okay, Nikolai, you have 3 hit points. You are conscious. You are on the ground.
Nikolai will grab his bow,
Okay.
stand up.
That's 2 actions. So you cannot cast a heal spell.
No, I cannot.
If you don't grab your bow, you can. I don't know, how important is the bow?
Yeah, it's kind of like my holy symbol.
Sure. You could cast from the ground, you know?
Could.
You'd be
Mm.
flat-footed. Would that be bad?
Yeah.
This is precarious.
I know.
So
There's
precarious.
one hero patch. Well, there's technically 2 at the table, but I'm going to say, Trent, as you're dead, you can't use your hero patch until your new character re-enters.
Yeah.
So there's 1 available hero patch at the table. And I was going to say, I think the house rule I want is that whole spend a hero patch, don't roll, you revive. You can only do that if it's your hero patch.
Right.
Someone else can give you a patch to re-rolling thing, but the spend it to not roll at all. That's
okay. All right.
How? Is she bleeding a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you've also seen her go up and down a few times, so you just
You talking about me?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the bad lady.
She's bloodied.
Okay.
But she's still with it. Oh, yeah, I think you meant Ari. Like, yeah, Ari's bleeding a ton.
Ari's, yeah.
I
There's
can't
blood
go
everywhere.
Ari.
No?
No, it's 30 feet.
You can crawl for a move action. That would leave you 2.
I am so scared.
I'm scared.
I have to leave your fate up to you, man.
God.
She would go before
She'll
Jane.
go before. No, Jane will go before because
I'll
you
roll.
move in the initiative before the end.
Okay.
But I've been generally playing that if you revive, it's not like people around you see that and are like, oh, boom, shoot you on the ground, because that's just not fun.
Yeah. I got you.
All right.
Shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grab, stand, shoot.
Why didn't you just get rid of this lady?
Are you are you beyond 30 feet? I think you're probably just beyond.
Just beyond.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you're
Yeah, you're
beyond.
great.
Okay.
You're fine.
Longbow out.
15.
Miss.
Yeah.
Ching. Okay.
My turn.
Yep.
Roll a death save.
Mm-hmm. You're at dying
Okey-dokey.
3, so you need a... Jared just holding it up.
If needed.
Well,
the patch.
yeah. How do we do that if it's supposed to be secret?
So because you don't have it, here's what I'd like Jared to do, because this is an act of real mercy. Jared, turn it in advance.
Yeah.
Oh, Jared, you're such a good friend.
Jane, roll 2 and take the better.
Okay, nobody look.
I'm fucking terrified.
Can't
I'm so
look.
scared.
I can't look.
Uh-oh. Jane looks peeved. I don't want to hit the button, but it's right here.
Okay. Can you cut the music? Okay, you don't even know what it is.
I know, I'm so nervous.
Me too.
What flashes before your eyes?
I don't even want to tell you right now.
James.
I'm so annoyed.
James's face.
Me dying.
Yeah. So Ari kind of like bleeding out. She had like seen this vision of an older woman that might be her older self or someone else she knows. What you guys know of Ari is that due to her Aasimar heritage, she has a halo that comes on kind of like at a command.
Yeah.
And when she goes down, her little halo like goes out and she sees this woman like turn around and look at her. And instead of having a halo, the woman has like glowing gold eyes. And she goes, Ariadne, get back up. And Ari rolled a natural fucking 20 on her death save.
Hey, all right.
Oh my god.
All right.
I was about to spike this because I thought you were going to like, and my halo goes out. And I was going to be like,
That's what I
fuck
thought
this
too.
game.
You know what?
The gods are with this one.
I rolled a 13 on my first one
Ooh.
and a
Okay.
natural 20 on the second one.
Ooh.
So I needed
Nice.
a 13 or higher to
Yeah.
not die.
Yeah.
Oh, and remember, in the future, don't tell us if you succeed or fail.
Yeah,
Leave
I know,
everyone
but it's
guessing.
like we're doing that right now.
Okay.
In this combat, we
I'm
do
fine
that.
for
Yeah, you
that.
played okay, and
After the
also
tragedy of
because you played the Jane's gonna roll thing, and I rolled a natural 20. I was like, I'm not gonna not tell you that. And you know what?
That's
It's
fair.
still
That's
up,
fair.
so I would like for everyone to come look at
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
All
I believe
It's
come.
it.
real. It's
Observe
real.
the
Yeah.
20. All right.
I believe Jared.
So you're at you're at wounded 1.
Yeah,
That we wouldn't know
because if you
that.
crit, you like
Go
go
up by
back
2.
down.
Me
Yeah.
too.
All right, it's her turn. She's going to turn around. She'll take 2 actions to stalk across the room all the way back over to Nikolai. Axe up. Ah! Yep, she'll come in right there to the south of you. Oh, God.
And
Here
all
it
we have
comes.
left after this is a frost giant.
That's it. Yeah, no big deal. If she could if
That's a cock die.
Jamandi could just
Oh,
take care
God.
of that. Oh no.
So the 20?
No, it's not a 20.
19.
It's an 18.
Yep.
So that's going to be a critical hit, I'm guessing.
Yep.
What's your AC?
17.
Yeah, that's a critical hit.
So you're at dying 3.
Well, we'll see. Because what's your hit points right now?
17.
So if I do 20,
Oh, sorry,
if I
3.
do 21 points of damage,
3, yeah.
you're just instantly dead.
Yep.
Okay. For what it's worth, it's a crit. That's possible. Okay. 22 is the death threshold, I said?
Something like that.
22. So I'm doing reverse math.
Who knew recording today was going to be so unfun?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
You take 14 points of damage.
Okay, thank God.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's not the 2-hand chop. I thought it was done for sure.
No. It was the final
Yeah,
attack.
I was back. I was smart enough to be within.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
That was a good move.
You did the Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's her turn. Lucky it's your turn.
Can I fire from
Wait,
here?
sorry, it's the end of the turn. Let me roll something over here. Okay. You hear you can't see this. All of your dead. They're in place on screen. You hear her, Slayer. And something hit the ground in the other room.
What?
Oh,
The fight between Jamandi and the giant.
Okay.
Ah.
Something hits the ground.
Can
I
I?
was like,
your
we
turn.
don't have the bandwidth to deal with something
no,
else.
no.
And then a dragon shows up.
I just hide forever.
I just hope it's Jamandi. Come on, Giant. Just fucking end it. Just kill us all.
Yeah.
Okay, can I shoot from here?
Yes, but
The little cover.
yeah, it will provoke an AOO.
It will.
Yeah, because cover doesn't stop AOOs in 2E, but you could 5-foot step back and shoot.
Yeah, we're doing that.
5-foot step back. That'll also reduce the cover she has, so she won't have that bonus. Oh, I don't think it would have changed it, but you actually would have taken less because enfeebled, but it still hits. Still's enough because you had 3 hit points.
21.
Oh, that's a hit.
I hid last round. I don't
Yep.
know.
Yep.
Okay.
You sneak attack damage.
11 damage.
Damn. Okay.
And I bolt my full movement out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're at dying 3.
Correct.
All right.
Do I need to roll yet?
Okay. Because it goes to the bottom of the round.
I was so excited to play earlier today. And now I just
I'm just sad.
want to prolong the outcome as much as possible.
Okay.
Tear.
So
James is writing a secret note to somebody.
I am.
I want to see it.
Okay. So it'll now go to technically Ari's turn first. And then to Nikolai's turn. Nikolai's time to roll a death save. And tell us what flashes before
So
your
it's-
eyes.
Nikolai rolls the death save first and then it's Ari's turn? Or it's
no,
Ari's
you're
turn
Ari,
right now?
You'll do your death save first. I forgot you were
I don't have a
stabilized.
death save. I
No, you're
Yeah.
you're at wounded.
So
you're
I
at
have to
dying
roll
1.
another one?
Yes.
You're freaking kidding me.
You're at dying 1.
Oh my god, I hate this game. So I roll my death save first.
Yep.
So even on a crit, you don't just automatically stabilize
No,
yourself?
it just goes 2 up the
that
track.
sucks.
Yeah.
But at this point, you could crit fail and still be alive, or fail twice before you die.
Well, that's great news.
Yeah, super.
All right, what flashes before your eyes?
What flashes before Ari's eyes is she opens her eye. She sees a woman fighting. Maybe the same one?
Okay.
No, it's Lady Jamandi fighting a frost giant. Because she is coming back to life.
Okay.
Maybe?
All right.
Close?
All right. Nikolai, what's flashing before your eyes?
Nikolai finds himself back in the woods. He's sitting there covered in... He's rained on, he's bleeding. And he is just so disoriented. And he looks forward into the field and the forest, and he can see a stag in the tree line on the other side, just staring straight at him.
Oh. All right, Lucky. Now it's her turn, and she is going to stalk back into the armory, and then spend an action. Are you hiding, Lucky? Did you have enough action to hide?
I don't think so.
Okay, so she'll stalk into here. She'll look around. Let me count the actions. 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 25, 30, 34, 45. She will step She will have enough action economy. It will take 3 actions for her to step up to where you are.
Great.
But that is the end of her turn, stalking you through there.
Okay.
All right. Bottom of the turn. Lucky, it's your turn.
Step.
Okay. Breaking the reaction. Yep, step back and away.
And then as far down the hallway as I can.
You run down the hallway back towards the main room. All right. So you take off. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Ariadne, it's your turn, and you're conscious. Standing above you, you see Lady Jarmandi.
Woo, woo, woo.
Like one of her eyes closed, swelled shut from a bruise, and her hand down. Get up.
Oh, damn.
And Ariadne's gonna like grab her kukri and like stagger up. She's like hurting, but no more cool backflips to stand up, like rough. And she gets up and sees Biff and Nikolai on the ground.
Yeah. Well, does she?
I don't know. I'm just making that.
What does she see? Nikolai, it's your turn.
Does the note?
Yep.
Okay. Nikolai stands up, picks up his bow, looks over at you, looks at bleeding Biff, says, "Where is Lucky?" And does anybody know?
Where's that woman?
Jarmandi just sort of... They both fled east.
All right, so I'm going to do a high-low as to what I do.
Okay.
All right. I run over to Biff's body.
Okay. You run over. Jane, you still also have 1 action on your turn. I'm kind of taking these simultaneously.
Is it my turn right now?
Yeah, I'm sort of letting you 2 act simultaneously.
Oh, God!
Guys, I have bad news.
I think he's dead. I've never had this happen.
I think he's dead. But in Eastern Europe, we accept this.
Oh. I think Arya would be a little shocked. I think somebody would have to like shake her out of it to go do anything. Like I think she's just standing there kind of frozen looking at Biff.
Oh my God, you knew Biff too.
Yeah,
like you had been
we
around
had
him.
seen each other. Like we'd kind of like interacted before, been like sort of drinking buddies around the local area. We're the same age. Like I think that she is just frozen.
All right. So it's going to go to Volodymyra's turn.
Super.
She will have the movement to not catch up to and strike Lucky,
Right.
but catch up to and overshoot Lucky. So she's going to run past you and try to like block you from heading east.
Okay.
So she'll run all the way down past you and get on the east side of you. And it's now your turn.
Good. Lure her into that hall full of people who can help.
I can't go that way now though, because she'll just chop me. So I'm going to yell and just say, whoever's in the Great Hall, we need some goddamn help.
Give me some sort of check.
Can we roll some perception up in this bitch? See if we hear this guy?
Yeah, like, can...
Oh man.
All I know is like... Let me try to think of one that people would... You're just like dead in his arms. Like he's just holding you.
like a Pieta.
Your head.
That's an art history
It's just
cut
like,
for any of my sculpture friends.
Yeah. Just dead in his arms.
What'd you roll?
15
Little tiny
diplomacy.
All right.
10 plus 5. And then I'm going to... That's free, right?
I'm going to say that was an action.
Oh, no. Okay.
Well, that's bullshit.
To yell? That's never been
To
an
try to
action
convince
before.
someone. Because you aren't just
a
yelling, you're
diplomacy
making...
check.
Yeah.
I see.
All right. We were about ready to fight.
Trent can't fight. He's dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Happens a lot.
Did you...
I think I'm going to... If I step into this doorway, can I hide? Have I broken line of sight?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to step in and hide.
Because you will step, because that will give you cover, which is what you need to hide. You need cover to hide, not intrinsically breaking line of sight.
So then you roll my stealth, right?
Yep. And what's that bonus again?
Plus 6.
Yeah, you
Only
got
at
this.
mid-combat, you're just like...
Okay. So you step in there for sort of like
turning
you
your head
get
to the side.
cover, hide just a little. All right. You hear the door open, and you're not able to see. Like you're hiding. Like it's kind of can see. And we roll something for no reason at all.
So I stepped into the shrine room.
Yep.
Mhm. You should pray.
Too
Pretend
late.
you're like a
Just be
minute.
like, hold on, I need a minute.
Can I
Give
get
me a
10
minute.
rounds to pray real quick? Just give me a second.
I have 10 minutes to put that talisman on my bow.
Yeah, no big deal. And you just hear thump, and something hit the ground.
Hopefully it was Tucky.
I'm staying right here. Yeah, right.
This
All
is
right.
an awful combat.
Yeah, this is really.
This is like lesser deaths shit.
I do like-
That's not true. As soon as I said
No,
that,
that
I
was
didn't feel
worse.
true.
That was
It's
worse.
way worse.
I do like though that Lucky has just successfully kited her all the way down the
Man,
hallway.
I had to do something,
Yeah,
man.
look, it's a time-honored tradition.
Oh yeah.
I think the
All
thing
right.
about the lesser deaths that was rough was that it was like we were very likely all going to die, and there was no good way to justify people of our level coming back into that story.
Yeah.
And like with this, most likely at least one of us will survive. And like if we didn't, there's at least like a good entry point for other characters
Yeah.
to come in.
Yeah, true.
But honestly, if we would have all died in the lesser deaths, I would have been like, we should just be like, all right, the heroes fail, the adventure is over.
Yeah, they're going to have to send that call for heroes email out again.
Yeah.
They actually just have it on a reoccurring
It's
thing.
like, actually, everyone died the last time we got together.
It's a drip campaign. It just goes out every 3 months.
Yeah.
All right. Ari, Nikolai, you're back there trying to treat to this. Germandi's, I'll go make sure she's taking, I'll go help. And she like dashes off sword in hand. Like there's like a limp in her left foot a little bit, like a soccer player, like who just took a bad hit.
Ari's just going to run after her.
Okay. And you sprint out there and you make it into the hallway that was on fire. Still soot stained. And you see silhouetted
Why?
in the hallway. Because remember, it's all dark now. Most of the smoke's going out. You just see curling smoke, long hair, and a giant scythe
All
standing
right.
over the
Yes,
body of this woman.
please.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, she got this lady?
Dead.
Yeah, she got killed.
So that's one kill for
Jethal.
Jethal.
Yep. She came down. I rolled a couple dice to see of the people who liked Lucky, who showed up and what the rolls were, and she legitimately got the damage for a finishing blow.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Scythe, blood is just dripping off the scythe, and her face is like not featureless, but it's like very focused, very intent, like a little middle distance starey.
How many
I
hit
took.
points did that get? Oh, I'm sorry, you were talking.
That's fine. She just sees Jamani. She sees you, Hari. I got her. I hope that was. I got her.
Good job.
Are you okay?
No. Ari passes out immediately.
Okay.
I poke my head out and I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I just kind of like sit against the door jamb and like just take a breath.
And I think like she doesn't emote a lot, but she'll come and stand next to you and put her back to the same door jamb and just stand there with the scythe.
Do you have any holy representations on your body of like who you follow?
No, but there's probably, there's some gold in his pockets.
Oh, I'm not worried about that part.
Ari
I'm
probably
trying to,
knows
yeah, all right.
because she knew him.
So I'll
But she's like, Ari's at like 0 hit points still.
Yeah,
like
there's-
she's like messed up still.
There's 10 knives on a bandolier across his
That's
chest.
dope.
I'm just like doing a prayer for you, and if I was gonna pray to your God, but I'll pray to Erastil for your soul.
What do you say?
I did not know you very well. You are small, but you had a huge heart. You will be dearly missed. I am so heartbroken. And then he's gonna like close your eyes, bow his head, and just start to pray. I'm real fucking sad in real life. Oh, yeah. And he's I think at some point he picks you up and like carries you out of the room.
Lucky probably doesn't know.
Down the hallway.
Yeah,
and,
no.
And like as he walks down the hallway to where everybody's passed out or sitting.
I think the group of you just made it back into the Great Hall. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning, and you all see...
I'm carrying his small body.
I honestly think somebody has to also carry Ari. Like she's...
I think
not...
Jathal will help you, or if anyone else does.
Yeah.
And Jarmandi, I think Jarmandi and Jathal like help you, but mostly Jarmandi sort of takes you. She's just almost as fucked up, and she's helping carry, like, support, walk you into the room.
I'll ask Jarmandi, is there a place that we could bury him?
Yes.
There's like 6 dozen bodies in this one.
He gave his life to defend this manor. I believe he deserves honor and respect.
All these other dead people don't.
Right, or else they would have done it.
Those who have died here, who have families in town, will go there, but Biff, along with any of my house guard who don't have family here, will be buried alongside my ancestors in my plot here. If that will do.
Can you do something for him?
What's that?
Can you knight him?
Oh no, I'm gonna cry.
Holy shit.
I will dub
Nikolai
him
looks at you.
in my service.
Oh my god.
Everyone is so sad. Oh my god, James is gonna cry. James is actually crying.
This is really great. So I think all of you have an opportunity to sort of recoup for a little bit. You're worn out. She sort of informs you or tells you that it's going to take the rest of the night and part of the morning to start getting stuff back. But you're starting to see the sun, like, it's like February-ish. So it's still dark out, but you can see like it's safe. There's room for you to rest, and they sort of like made like a makeshift area for people to rest. We'll take our time as we can to repair what we are. Get rest. Please rest. You need it. You need it so badly.
Please let me help in the infirmary for now.
I won't stop you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you do me one favor? Can you take the pieces of the shield and just sort of put them in a pack or something?
Yeah.
Like something to identify him with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take the trident too.
Well, that's what I was going to do, was the trident as well.
I'm already so choked up. Wait, which one of you asked her to knight him?
Lucky.
That's Lucky?
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to help. You asked that Biff be knighted. Do you do anything? Or you're kind of out of everything?
Yeah. I think if they're like, oh, like, what do you want to do or whatever, she's just going to be like, I should have saved him.
So you have some time. You have enough time to rest, but you have time until the morning, until sort of the next thing. It sounds like Nikolai's going to work through most of the night, trying to help people. Ari, what are you doing?
Resting.
Okay.
Feeling depressed.
I think it's a bit somber, but I think Amiri, like when she sees you coming in, which Armandi, she rushes over and like helps take a little bit of the weight and brings you over to where her and Valerie are sitting down. And like if you're sort of just I should have shaved her, Amiri just like keeps an arm around you and just sits there, her giant sword over her left shoulder and her right arm kind of over you.
Aww.
And just everyone kind of sits there like in the shock of surviving, a violent home invasion essentially.
Yeah.
And Lucky, what do you do with what's left of the night?
I think Lucky is quiet, but hanging around the group.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily engaging in conversation, but just like, I think he feels safer around everyone. So I think that's what he wants to do.
Is there a point where...
And rest overall.
I might be getting ahead of you, but like we all are like, okay, it's time to go back to our room.
You can, but there's kind of room to rest everywhere. Everyone's so shell-shocked, it's a little bit of a haze.
Yeah, I think Ari would want to stay with as many people as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we wanted to go back to our bunk room because no one died there, nor was it set on fire.
They eventually once they realize it's cleared out, they eventually open them to the portcullises, locked a lot of it down, and they take you to one of the rooms on the second floor that was all locked down by portcullises. No guests were there. It's a private room, like a family room, and they have some cots and some places for people to sleep there that isn't near where any of the violence was.
Okay.
And if anyone attacks again, will be 100% cut off, exterior anywhere, locked down.
What I want to do is at some point, I walk over to Lucky and I like stand there for a second, like he's about to say something, but you don't really know what. And he just says, "Thank you," and walks away and goes over to Ari.
I forgot he saved you.
Yeah. He goes over to Ari and just sits next to you.
Amiri and Valerie and Lindsay are there. Jathal is sitting kind of quietly off to the edge. Even
gives her a nod too.
Like he understands his religion is different enough where he's not going to, in his mind, it's like, it's good that Biff died. Not that you're sad, but that like things have to happen. Mm-hmm. And if it has to happen, like to have happened in doing something great, the world should break in a great way.
Yeah.
But he kind of keeps that to himself, knows that it's not everyone's cup of tea. But I think there was a moment when he meets eyes with you, like one of the other clerics, and just nods, seeing that you've like done duties and helping. He's not helping heal anyone.
Right.
But those who are dead, he goes and does rites for.
Okay.
He does it in a little bit. It's not over it. He knows his religion is pretty niche, but he is tending to things. Anything that's broken and not not repairable, he's caring for and removing it. That's sort of how he sees his, but he's working through much of the night as well. And Valerie is stitching something while the rest of you are kind of sleeping.
Do a little bit of journaling first, and then I go to sleep.
You wake up. It's late in the morning.
Can I say one thing before?
Yeah.
Are we gonna like bury Biff, or are we gonna like gloss over that?
I think we're gonna bury Biff.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Just a small bit.
Because whenever he's like getting ready to be buried, Ari's gonna put the gold coin that she and Lucky stole from Tartuccio like with him.
And so I think we'll kind of cut to it's morning and there's a group of you out there. The three of you, Amiri, Valerie, Lindsay, Aram, Jathal, they're all there. The lieutenant of the guard, he comes out as well, his bushy eyebrows and thin mustache. Man, it's hard to keep a focus on this. But that, Avenzi. I also did forget to tell you that Avenzi had given you a quest to defeat the Black Tears. Your first quest is complete.
Yeah.
You were questing. We got so hyped up and everything that we kind of glossed over that. But there are quest mechanics. Lieutenant Avenzi gave you a quest. You'll get rewarded for that and just from some other XP. This one doesn't matter time, but as the game goes on, I'll denote quests for you because a lot of quests you won't be able to finish like immediately after getting them. So there are things you could go back to later, quests to help people. But I think it's the morning. Venzi's out there, Germondi's there, and all of you are sort of standing around one of many freshly dug graves outside of the manor. Not as many as you might think, because there are plenty of people who had family in town who will take the bodies. And some of the bodies, a couple, you and a few others, Nikolai, were able to save.
Was there anybody else that we knew from like the night before, notable, who died?
No one notable. You saw a lot of other adventurers. Most of the folks at your table made it. Not Biff, but most of the others.
Well, we know about that one.
Yeah. But I think you have the pieces of Biff's shield, and you're laying Biff down in there, trident and shield. And before he goes down, Valerie rushes up and takes something out, and it's not much. It's a small bit of white cloth that she had sewn into a belt and embroidered with a trident and a radiant sword. And you see that, and you You now notice, because she's for the first time you see her like really gonna look at her in her full armor again. You notice that she only has one set of spurs on, and the other she is attached to this belt that she puts on Biff.
Mm.
And Jarmandi looks to you, Lucky. I'm not a knight, but I wanted to give him this, and it's an old training sword, a dueling sword, an ancient one. Not magical, but you can see well loved and well cared for.
Yeah.
Put on top of the next to the trident as you all begin to lower Biff down into the grave.
Before we lower, I walk up to Biff and to like pay my last respects, and I'm, looking over him, taking the moment in, and I see a piece of the shield that has part of his family crest on there, and I pick it up, and I look at it for a second, and I put it in my pocket.
And Ari, like I said, will put the gold coin that we'd been kind of passing around jokingly, like with him, and say like, see you on the other side, old buddy.
Lower him down. Small bit. Everyone puts a bit of dirt in the grave. Right at the head of it, you see Harim just like crush a small rock in his hand and let the dust drift into the grave.
What?
That's quite impressive.
Super strong.
Like he found something that was suitable, like shale or something.
A rock in his hand. Why was he not helping us fight?
He had one hit point.
This man can crush a rock with his hand.
It's like shale.
And we're out here dying.
So, as the rest of the morning goes on, a lot of things are sort of picked up, and you're able to find your way back to the main hall. It's pretty shocking how quickly the remaining staff have been able to restore the manor's great hall into like a pretty good space. There's not a whole lot of signs left of the violence from the night before, and things are mostly returned to normal. Jarmandi isn't there yet, as all of you kind of gather. You were told to gather around noon, and there's food, there's drink, but the attitude is mostly a bit, from those who were there the night before, a bit somber. You do see a few groups and a few other faces, some that are familiar and some that aren't. You see Meagar there, and he kind of comes over. He doesn't sit. He just looks to the whole like table of you adventurers that he was with the night before. I heard what happened. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
He sort of looks and remembers me. Did you know him long?
Kinda. Ever since I've been around here. So, like, 2 years. But he was a good person and had a big heart. Super weird sometimes.
Aren't we all a little sometimes?
Yeah.
I'm truly sorry.
He was very brave. All night, he saved a lot of people.
I only hope that I can hold that same bravery, and that all of us can. Thank you for letting me pay my condolences.
Are you okay? Did you get hurt at all last night?
No, my family's manor was untouched, which is an embarrassing thing to have to face. It's a sad and embarrassing thing to be happy for in the light of something like this.
Sense motive.
That was a secret check. What are your bonuses? What are your bonuses?
Would that be perception?
Plus 5.
Okay.
7.
He seems sad, Jane. Jason, he seems not just sad. He seems like you're getting a read that like he was so excited to begin on this journey and like to have something like this happen the night before. Like it's not that like he's disappointed, but like you can see how much this is more than just like, oh, people are dead, but like now there is such a shadow over this, and he's still excited for this. He has a chance to do something, but like that so many people have already died, knowing that it's going to be a hard thing to do.
Jason feels the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like way
Totally.
less
More
excited
about this. All right, well, I don't know. I'm still somewhat skipped, but
yeah.
He could be being genuine.
But there's also the like, it's very convenient that he left. Do we have a minute?
Yeah, you've got a minute. There's a few other groups you see that have all shown up. There's a couple other adventurers from the night before.
Like I think those iron dudes.
The Iron Wraiths are here.
Wraiths.
I think that just across the board, Ari would be trying to kind of like talk to people, or she wants to know, does anybody know who hired these people or why they came and did this? Like, is there any sort of indication? Is it like random, like, oh, we just decided to burgle this manor on the night all these heroes and people were here? Or like, was there anybody that was able to glean any information about what happened?
Sure.
Jomandi specifically, because she was like, that's the boss.
Yeah, I would try to go talk to her. Like, she seemed like she knew that woman.
And Lucky wants to critter shape into a cat and just listen.
Okay, so I'll let you gather information with the stealth roll.
Okay.
And
I'm trying to talk to
you'll do it
Jarmundi.
with diplomacy. You can't. She's busy. She's doing a lot, so you can't get her. But you can talk to others. And after helping so much last night, most of the staff are very willing to talk to you. I'm kind of following her around, but like I'll talk to people who are sort of like in her wake or have interacted with her. You know, like even if I can't talk to her specifically. So diplomacy. Yeah, diplomacy. This is usually a secret check, but I'm fine with this.
Ari's not doing great on her diplomacy. She's a little tired and hangry and sad about her friend dying. Okay. So that's a 10.
Yeah, you're not able to get much. What are you able to hear as you go around?
22 stealth.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to do that quite a bit. So you're resting. Everyone's speculating. No one knows for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They were most likely hired. For them, it's a good get because, if they had succeeded, it would have been really bolstered to take out such a big manor house and things like that. What a lot of people are speculating is that this venture into the Stolen Lands, because all of these charters, they're Brevic charters, and they're from this city, but the alliance that would come would strengthen this city. And right now, like, it's not full Game of Thrones, but the standing of the different houses in Brevoy is a constant contest. And even when they're aligned, which doesn't really happen, the other nations in the area are always sort of vying for power and turf in the area. So it was 100% to try to disrupt this, whether it was someone else in Brevoy, like internal politics, or external politics. The idea of Brevoy gaining access to some maybe more food basin area, some like grain basin areas, stronger and better trade routes, are all dire threats to the like long-term political power of other areas. So it was 100% to disrupt this. Okay. You were collateral in trying to attempt to stop a political increase of power.
Are there any specific surrounding areas that I may be able to glean from like a society check that, these are like actually, they're not friendly with this area?
It's the tensions are bad everywhere.
Okay.
Now, you know that the black tiers are sort of, I think, northern Brevoy, but anyone could have gone in and hired for like false flag or otherwise. Yeah. A full investigation could gain more, but who knows? So it's about noon when Jarmundi is able to sort of step up. Atmosphere is somber. She's at the front of the room. I'd like to thank those who helped defeat the Black Tears last night. It's obvious someone doesn't like our plan to settle the Stolen Lands, and well, we're not so easily dissuaded, are we? I say no, and this morning, I'd like to issue formal charters to all of you, to begin exploring the Stolen Lands and make them safe for tomorrow's settlers. The first charter we'd like to bequeath goes to the group called the Iron Wraith. She waves towards the band of those 4 very well-armored adventurers. The tales of your adventures have thrilled many Brevic nobles, and I'm excited to see what you can do with the exploration of the Glenbin Uplands. Your charter is to establish a base for Brevoy there, after dealing with the Tiger Lords, and then open diplomatic relations with Pitax from a point of strength. And you see them kind of work their way up. You get a better look at them this time in the day, and it sounds like maybe you're suspicious a little bit, so you might be eyeing them a little stronger. And you can see that, like, there's runes on their armor, runes on their blade. Like, these are upper-level characters. They've seen some shit. They walk up there, they're sort of looking around, everyone's somber attitude, and they don't seem to be super affected by it. They, collectively as a group, take a charter and nod to her, shake her hand, and they're walking out. And right as they're about out the door, one of them just like throws over the shoulder, Hey, heroes, don't forget to bring your stuffed animals so you don't get scared. And another one, bet you 30 gold these other groups don't make it a fortnight. As they march out.
Wow.
Baron Hannes Drelev. As per our previous discussion, your charter is one of specific importance for Brevoy. Securing the southern trade routes along the East Selen River and establishing a base for merchant caravans and barges alike is of utmost importance. Huktu Slough will be your base of operations. You see a rather dour-looking nobleman work his way up. There's some attendants. You see a few guards. If you were paying attention, you would have noticed that, like, quite a few mercenaries and even, like, house, family, folks in regalia and attire of that side were outside with the same symbols that this man was bearing. Goes up, crisp bow, barely more than a nod. Jarmandi takes the charter, walks away. You see a slight sneer on his face as he's walking away. Makes it out. Doesn't say a word to anyone else.
Are there
Doesn't
no
look
like
at them.
pleasant people here?
I won't say it, but that guy too, okay?
I
We all
think-
know what that means.
Think about it like politicians. Like, are any of them like good people?
Yeah.
You know?
She looks out. Miegar, Varn, your father, Androth, has long been a faithful friend. Your charter assigns you the Nomen Heights to establish a town with the Varnling host. In time, we hope to establish an Aldori dueling school there. But in the more immediate future, we ask you to broker an alliance with the Nomen centaurs who roam the region. I trust you and your fellows are up for the task. And he walks up there. He takes it, bows like respectfully deep. He comes back by the table. He gives tries to be a warming smile to you. And as he sort of stops for a second, once any of you who choose to pursue this, and I would understand if you didn't after last night, get established, I'd love for you to come visit so we could set up relations and trade. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Ari nods.
Again, I'm sorry. And thank you for everything you did. When he walks out, his cape, he doesn't switch his cape, but it just turns a little as he turns, walks out. You see him greet
I would like
a
it
few
more if he
mercenaries.
switched his cape.
Totally.
But that's not who he is. Once they're gone, she looks to all of you. Last and certainly not least, last night's heroes. I want to thank you again for everything you did. For in some cases laying down your life to help defend my manor. Your courage, your gumption, your skill, it'll take you far if you're willing to still do this. Given that you've shown up as a call for heroes in the way you have, you've proven yourself by sure, but we're giving you each individual charters. Group and work together as you will or won't. But for your charters, we're asking each and all of you to travel into the southwest to the region known as the Greenbelt, a swath of wild lands that includes the forest, called locally here the Gnarl Marches, hill country known as the Kemal lands. We've heard that bandits have grown particularly aggressive in that area. They need to be stopped before anyone's safety at the sake of everyone in the region's safety. There's a small trading post in the Rostland hinterlands that's been particularly hard hit. I suggest starting there. Once the bandits have been dealt with, we'll bequeath you more permanent charters to settle land and establish a government of your own. She gives each of you a copy of this document, made out in full, written, gilded, and sealed, that says, "Be it known that the bearer of this charter has been charged by the sword lords of Restov, acting upon the greater good and authority vested within them by the office of the Lord Mayor of Restov, the right of exploration and travel within the wilderness, regions known as Restov's hinterlands and the Greenbelt. Exploration should be limited to an area west and south of Oleg's trading post, no further than the banks of the Shrike and the Skunk rivers. The carrier of this charter should strive against banditry and other unlawful behavior to be encountered. The punishment for unrepentant banditry remains, as always, execution by sword or rope. So witnessed on this, the 24th day of Calistral, under the watchful eye of the Lordship of Restov." Things mostly wrap up, but I have two quick scenes I want to hit. Lady Jarmandi comes to you at some point later in the day, Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky and Nikolai and Ari. I wanted to say thank you for all that you've done. I see that you've used the weapons of my house well to defend. I'm also wondering and hoping if you perhaps saw, or before the Black Tears came to it, the payroll here. There aren't many guards left, but those who are here, I for sure want to pay them and the families of those who
She's
gave
like,
their life in
look, thanks
service."
for all you did, but also you fucking thieves, give me my money back.
If there's a chance that perhaps you got to that before the Tears did, greatly help everyone here.
Ari looks at Lucky, like stares daggers.
Yeah, we were just holding it for you. And I drop the bag out of my pack.
That you were doing this. I was hopeful that may be the case.
Just didn't get a chance to talk to you earlier. You were really busy, so.
I had a lot going on. Before
Plus,
you
he
leave,
was a kid.
please keep the weapons, keep the blades. It would be my honor to have you wear my house's symbols anywhere that you'd take it. If
Ari's like, even this sword, this is a really cool sword.
you've more than earned it. Before you leave on your journey, see me. Let me know what I can do to help equip you for your journey.
All right.
It's the least that I can do.
Ari's like, you're so cool and badass.
If you have nowhere else to stay, please stay here at the manor house while you prepare to leave. And I'd like to imagine that you guys kind of do. Maybe it takes a day or so to get ready. And it's the next morning, you're having breakfast. Minstrel's playing, the moon's a little lighter. You see a hubbub. There's a couple of guards near the front are talking. Anyone who overhears listens. Anyone who listens in can overhear them like, no, he's someone from the south. Near Lake and Carthen, perhaps? I don't know the exact region. Well, no, he sounds right. Could be him. All right. Some people talking. There's a few conversations. As you get getting ready later throughout the day, it's that same lieutenant who comes to you. Lady Jarmandi has asked me if you're willing to take an audience with a foreigner who's come here. They think
Sure.
he might know Biff.
What?
Tune in next time
Wow.
to find out more.
Oh, man.
Is it Tiff?
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Leave a review and tune in next week for more. If you like the amazing background audio and music, all that credit goes to Syrinscape. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com.